I'm going to share some information on how to build pre-academic and literacy skills in your child. An important way to help facilitate pre-academic and literacy skills is to make sure your child is developing their speech and language skills appropriately. Check the milestones and make sure your child is on track. If they're not, contact your pediatrician and try to get a speech and language evaluation. Keep promoting these skills by continuing to model language for them, enrich their language, and teach them new vocabulary, and have lots of opportunities to communicate with your child. Make sure you are reading to your child. This is one of the most important things you can do to teach your child to read and help promote their speech and language skills. Your child's home is their first and continual learning environment. Try to provide opportunities whenever you can. When they're in the preschool years, it's a great time to start introducing some of the pre-academic skills. Work on your ABCs, work on counting, making sure kids can count the number of objects. These are all skills they're going to need to learn. Kids are going to need to learn some other pre-literacy skills. They're going to need to learn phonemic awareness. Phonemic awareness is being able to hear, manipulate, and play with sounds and words. Kids need to develop phonemic awareness skills. If they do, it's going to be very helpful to them in their ability to learn to read. There are some tasks involved with phonemic awareness that lay the groundwork for reading. One of the first tasks is simple discrimination, discriminating and being able to hear different sounds. At the basic level is just discriminating between what is a speech sound, like pa or ba, and what is an environmental sound, like a bird chirping or a siren going by. They have to listen and know that t and da are two different sounds. So first step is being able to discriminate sounds. Kids also have to be able to rhyme. They have to know cat, bat, hat all have the same two sounds at the end, at. Great way to promote rhyming is by singing, reading nursery rhymes, and reading books that have a lot of rhyming in them. Name game, songs such as that are a great tool to teach rhyming to your child. We used to sing these songs to our girls all the time. My girls' names are Anna and Emily. Whenever we were in the car, it was a great time to work on that rhyming and building that phonemic awareness, help them on their journey with reading. So with Anna, we'd start, Anna, Anna, banana, banana, wanna, fofana, Anna. Let's do Emily. Emily, Emily, both Emily, banana, wanna, wo, Emily, Emily. And you can see, doesn't matter if you can sing or not. Your kids don't care. Just have a fun time with them and try to promote rhyming. Dr. Seuss is another great way to promote rhyming through reading. There's a reason he's been around forever. He is kind of the king of helping lay some of those beginning reading skills with our children. Everything rhymes in the Dr. Seuss books. He has a great way to play with the words, and kids really enjoy listening to them, especially in these preschool years when they're going to get ready to start reading. Kids should also be able to identify words that start with the same sound. This is called alliteration. So they need to know that man and monkey both start with the N sound. Great way to start talking about this is through their name. If your child's name is Michael, you can start talking about their name, what it starts with, and other things that start with that. Like, oh, your name is Michael. Listen, your name starts with at the beginning. Let's see if we can think of any other things that start with the sound. How about monkey? That's right. Michael and monkey, those both sound like How about mommy? That starts with too. What about toy? Nah, that one's not the same. That sounds like toy. And don't sound the same. So start talking about things in your environment. Use your child's name. When you're looking at books, talk about the pictures. Do we know anything else that starts with that sound? Your child should also be able to know the number of words in a sentence, sounds in a word, and be able to count syllables. They should know that the sentence, I want more juice please, has 4 words and not, I want more juice. Sometimes kids have a hard time at first knowing where one word stops and where the next word actually begins. That's why you should try to remember to slow down a little bit when you're talking with your child and they're learning the language. Help them learn where one word starts and the next begins. They should also be able to listen to a word and start to realize how many sounds are in that word, like the word cat, k, at. Oh, there's 3 sounds in cat. Can you listen? Let's see, k, at. 3 sounds are in that word. And how many sounds are in a syllable? Everybody remembers, you remember from elementary school doing the clapping game. Butterfly. When you're in the car with your child, start doing the family's names. Start thinking of different words. Take turns thinking of a word, clapping out the syllables, and also maybe sounding out the sounds in the words. Your child should also begin to be able to isolate sounds, substitute sounds, and delete sounds. If they're able to do this, that's a great tool on their journey in reading. If they can learn to manipulate sounds, listen to sounds differences, and play with sounds, they're more likely to become a better reader. So they're going to have to listen to the word k, at, recognize what all those sounds are in isolation. Then maybe also start to manipulate the sounds a little bit. What if I said cat and I took the k off? What would be left? At. Remember, this is a later sound. This isn't for younger kids. These are for your later preschool kids, maybe even kindergartners that are getting ready to learn to start to read. If they can start to develop some of these sounds, it's going to help them in their journey with reading. Your child is also going to need to learn letter-sound correspondence. This is one of the foundations in learning to read. So they simply need to know that P says P, B says ba, all the letters and all the sounds that go with them. Sometimes you can use visual sounds to help. You can look at some of my other videos that show how to teach sounds if you want to use some of those strategies. I usually show them where we make the sounds. Watch, P says P. Oh, that's a lip popper. Kind of try to add another tactile and visual cue, kind of helps them in their journey. Get refrigerator magnets, put those up. Start talking about what the letters are. Start talking about what sounds they make. Continue to read with them, sing songs with them, start to point those things out. Oh, look, there's a T. Remember, the T says, that's right, t, t, t. The T says t. Start working on those. Make it fun with you when you can. Incorporate it into your daily activities. If your child can develop some of these skills, it's going to help on their journey into reading.